We have finally got our hands on the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 230, the supercharged version of Sea-Doo's adventure model that sits alongside the hugely popular Fish Pro range. It delivers a power boost to Sea-Doo's adventure ski, giving riders the best of both worlds, practicality and comfort, combined with a lift in performance. We reckon the regular, non-supercharged Explorer Pro 170 is already one of the unsung heroes of the Sea-Doo lineup, but this 230 horsepower version steps it up a notch. As we said in our earlier review of the Explorer Pro 170, there's so much more to this model than the massive windshield that gains so much attention. In this video, we will go through all the features step by step, whether you're considering the Explorer Pro 170 or the Explorer Pro 230. We will also cover off the pros and cons, list the prices in Australian and US dollars, and go through everything you need to know before you buy. And of course, we will do our V-Box acceleration and top speed tests. Let's get started. A quick disclosure. We tested a 2025 version of the Explorer Pro 230 and Explorer Pro 170 because the 2026 models were not available when we did our testing. However, this does not affect our test results because the 2026 models are mechanically identical to the 2025 versions. We did manage to get some footage of the Explorer Pro with the 2026 upgrades, including the new 10.25-inch touchscreen, new toggle switches on the handlebars, new steering damper setup, a redesigned handlebar riser, a scratch-resistant finish to the glove box lid, a screw-on cap for the USB charge port to prevent corrosion, and new, wider floor mats that have more grip than before. In this video, you will see a mix of footage of 2026 and 2025 models, so be sure to note these changes. Also worth noting, the original versions of the Explorer Pro came standard with a Garmin navigation unit. However, that has become an optional extra for 2026. So, the Explorer Pro gets its right side mirror back for the new model year. The Sea-Doo Explorer Pro was introduced in late 2022 as a 2023 model. Following the huge demand for its Fish Pro model series, Sea-Doo began to explore, so to speak, what else it can do with the same platform, and leant even further into the adventure theme by delivering another turnkey solution straight off the showroom floor. To create the Explorer Pro, Sea-Doo added an extra storage platform to the rear deck to carry even more cargo, included a range of accessories, fitted an industry-first windshield, and additional dock tie points on the bow. The original Explorer Pro launched with a non-supercharged 170 horsepower 1630cc 3-cylinder engine. Just 1 year later, Sea-Doo introduced the Explorer Pro 230 with the supercharged 230 horsepower version of the same engine. As this video was published, the Explorer Pro 170 was heading into its 4th year in production, and the Explorer Pro 230 was heading into its 3rd year in production. The formula has been so successful, Sea-Doo hasn't changed the colour scheme since day one, staying with the dark grey bodywork and yellow highlights from year to year. As the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We like the consistent colour scheme because it doesn't date the ski from 1 year to the next. Plus, both model variants look the same as each other. The only way to distinguish the Explorer Pro 230 from the 170 is the discrete horsepower label. Here are the prices for the 2026 Explorer Pro 170 and Explorer Pro 230 in Australian dollars, excluding trailer and registration. Here are the prices in US dollars. This positions the Explorer Pro between the Fish Pro Sport and Fish Pro Trophy in the Sea-Doo lineup. It's worth noting in Australia, the price of the Explorer Pro went up by between $400 and $1,000 from 2025 to 2026, and US prices went up by $750 on both models, despite the Garmin navigation unit being deleted for the new model year. Sea-Doo Corporate says it expects Explorer Pro buyers will access maps by pairing their phone to the new touchscreen. Here are the Australian specifications. Here are the US specifications. The Explorer Pro 170 is powered by a 170 horsepower version of Sea-Doo's 1630cc 3-cylinder engine. The Explorer Pro 230 has a supercharged 230 horsepower version of the same engine. Both models have the same intake grate with a foil that directs water directly into the impeller. However, the Explorer Pro 230 has a larger 161mm jet pump versus the 155mm jet pump on the Explorer Pro 170. Routine servicing for the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 170 and 230 is recommended every 12 months or 100 hours of operation, whichever comes first. Unlike motor vehicles, jet skis measure their use in engine hours, which is displayed on the instrument cluster so you can keep track. We would recommend getting your Sea-Doo, or any other jet ski for that matter, serviced at least once every year, regardless of how few hours it has done, as preventative maintenance. Standard warranty coverage for Sea-Doo in the US is 1 year. In Australia, the warranty is 2 years, though Sea-Doo occasionally offers 3-year coverage during special promotions, such as when clearing the previous year's inventory. The Explorer Pro is based on Sea-Doo's popular ST3 platform, which also forms the basis of the GTX 170, Fish Pro Sport, Fish Pro Trophy, RX-TX Performance Ski, and the GTX Limited series. Although the ST3 platform has been around since late 2017, when it was introduced as a 2018 model year, it is still as fresh and still as unique as ever, despite heading into its 9th year in production. Although many Sea-Doo fans are used to it by now, one of the biggest advantages of the ST3 platform is the easy access front storage compartment. The centre console and handlebars lift up as one after pressing 2 tabs. Unlike Yamaha and Kawasaki jet skis, the Sea-Doo design means the rider does not need to lean over the handlebars to access the front storage compartment. While the bow storage is smaller in the Sea-Doo compared to its Yamaha FX and Kawasaki Ultra rivals, it is more practical and more user-friendly. Here's how the bow storage on the Explorer Pro compares to the current Yamaha FX and Kawasaki Ultra models. It's worth noting the bow storage in the Sea-Doo has a maximum weight capacity of 14 kilograms or about 30 US pounds, enough for a couple of beach towels and some dry clothes. There are mesh pockets to store water bottles, sunscreen and other essentials. The hood cover has recesses with rubber straps to store a fire extinguisher and an emergency beacon. Within the console lid, there is a small glove box with a waterproof compartment and a USB charging port. A strip of foam helps stop your smartphone or your keys from bouncing around. However, this storage compartment is small, and larger phones in bulky waterproof cases can be a bit of a squeeze. Consider a short charging cable so it can fit under the plastic cover. The Sea-Doo Explorer glove box is smaller than its rivals. Here's how glove box capacity compares with the equivalent Yamaha and Kawasaki models. Uniquely in the jet ski market, the Explorer Pro has height and tilt-adjustable handlebars, which means you can find the perfect riding position whether you're sitting or standing. The Windshield, also an industry first, is designed to deflect cold air in winter months. While it does provide some cover from water spray, this is not its primary purpose, and you can still get wet, especially in rough conditions. In summer, it can even get a bit hot behind the windscreen, which is why there is a vent to allow air through when travelling at speed. The windscreen is designed to easily snap forward if you bump it, avoiding injury. And once dislodged, it just clips back into place. If you were to ride with the windscreen stowed forward, you may want to consider using some tape to prevent it rubbing on the bodywork. The windshield can be removed completely, but you will need tools for that. It's not something that can be done quickly on the water. Riding while sitting down and with the air flap closed, the windscreen is so effective you can even wear a wide brim sun protection hat at modest speeds without it blowing off. The Explorer Pro has the same scuff guards as the Fish Pro along both sides of the top deck, albeit finished in yellow, to prevent scratches from footwear. The Explorer Pro gains a dock tie rail around the bow for added convenience, and it can be handy when trying to grab the ski when loading it back onto the trailer. The Explorer Pro has plenty of storage options. You can carry extra fuel or mix and match a combination of extra fuel, a cooler box and a dry bag. The Explorer Pro 170 and 230 comes standard with a 100 litre or 26.4 US gallon dry bag. Other accessories are extra cost options. Be careful with the link accessory attachment points. While they pop in and out quickly and easily, they can snap if you are rough with them or the load is too heavy. Consider buying a couple of these plastic tabs to keep as spares. You will need tools to remove part of the deck to replace any broken parts, and it's not something you can do on the water. Other key features worth mentioning: a rear boarding rail is standard, making it easier to climb back aboard after a quick dip in the water. Sea-Doo's reverse thrust debris removal system, known as IDF for Intelligent Debris Free, is also standard, as is Sea-Doo's highly regarded sound system, which has plenty of volume and bass, and Sea-Doo has also included knee pads just below the centre console area. So, what's it like to ride? As with other Sea-Doo ST3 base models, the Explorer Pro feels best when the fuel tank is full, as the extra weight up front helps the bow cut through choppy water. As the fuel load gets lighter, the concave design of the bow has a tendency to get pushed around, and in rough conditions you often don't know whether the ski will pivot left or right when the nose comes down. In flat water, such as rivers and lakes, which is more popular in the US, bow hunt is a non-issue. Mild wind chop doesn't upset the front end too much either. But when the going gets rough, you will want to hang on to the handlebars and brace for some unpredictability and some rough landings. The tilt and height adjustment of the handlebars is a game changer, especially for taller riders. Although it can take a while to feel comfortable to crouch or stand while riding, it's much easier on your body when the going gets rough. You may want to consider changing hand grips to a simpler design than what comes standard. The pronounced hand grips that come with the Explorer Pro tend to push your thumbs close to the plastic shrouds on the handlebars, and that can lead to blisters even when wearing gloves. The alternative is to adopt a wider stance and make sure your thumbs are away from the plastic shrouds. The concave shape of the bow is the main reason the Sea-Doo ST3 hull is a drier ride than most other jet skis. As with other ST3-based Sea-Doo models, there is plenty of room in the footwells, and the narrow seat design means your legs aren't chafing against the material. It's more comfortable to straddle the narrow seat on the Sea-Doo versus the wider seats on the Yamaha FX and Kawasaki Ultra jet skis, especially when crouching or standing. The wide Sea-Doo footwells provide more footroom than the narrower design of the Yamaha FX. However, they can fill with water when you come to a quick stop, so you may need to give the throttle a quick blast to empty them, so you have better stability when idling. When washing the ski after your ride, it's advisable to use a wet vacuum or a water extraction hose to empty the footwells. Other details worth highlighting: the IDF reverse thrust debris removal system is easier to use than we expected. Just push the button and follow the instructions on the dash. The whole process takes less than a minute from start to finish. If possible, make sure you have some room behind the craft because it moves backwards slowly during the process. Also make sure the craft is at least waist deep in water so you don't pick up more debris. Early versions of the debris removal system had some technical gremlins that would cause the ski to lose drive in forward or reverse. However, Sea-Doo has since made several hardware upgrades. Previous testing found the non-supercharged 170 horsepower model to be the most fuel-efficient craft in the full-size 3-seater jet ski segment. Given the extra performance of the supercharged engine, it's not surprising to discover the Explorer Pro 230 is about 20% thirstier than the Explorer Pro 170. Fuel consumption varies depending on riding conditions and rider behaviour. If you ride smoothly and efficiently in flat water, such as rivers and lakes, and don't run wide open throttle all day, you could eke out 100 to 120 kilometres or 60 to 75 miles out of a single tank. However, if you are aggressive with the throttle, push for top speed, and load heavy cargo on the rear deck, expect to burn through fuel more quickly than these estimates. The Explorer Pro has a 70 litre or 18.5 US gallon fuel tank in the belly of the craft, but you can easily double this capacity by carrying additional fuel caddies on the back. Our advice: if you need to cover long distances, choose the Explorer Pro 170. But if you prefer performance, the Explorer Pro 230 is the go, especially if you attach a couple of extra fuel caddies as backup. So, how fast is the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 230? We tested the craft with a full tank of fuel in flat water conditions, taking an average of 4 runs, 2 in each direction. This is intended to balance the effects of headwinds, tailwinds, and water current. Your results may vary based on rider weight, wind direction, air temperature, and water conditions. The ambient temperature during the speed test was 15 degrees Celsius or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. The rider weighed 100 kilograms or 220 pounds. The V-Box timing equipment uses satellite signals to measure speed, and we tested acceleration from 5 kilometers an hour or 3 miles per hour because the slightest movement triggers the device. As always, we tested the craft with the trim in the neutral position. Here are the results in kilometers an hour. Here are the results in miles per hour. So, the Explorer Pro 230 is about 2 seconds quicker to 80 kilometers an hour or 50 miles per hour compared to the Explorer Pro 170. We also did a second round of tests on the Explorer Pro 230 with the trim up to satisfy our curiosity. Launching the craft with the trim all the way up saw it lose 0.2 of a second to 40 kilometers an hour or 25 miles per hour on takeoff, but it made up for lost ground in the mid-range and hit 90 kilometers an hour or 56 miles per hour about 0.2 seconds quicker than when the trim was in neutral. Because this ski handles better with the trim in neutral, we recommend leaving it in the standard setting. However, there is one proviso. On long-distance river rides or lakes, you may prefer to run with the trim up to use a little less fuel. So, to sum up, here are the good points and bad points about the Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 230 and how it compares to the Explorer Pro 170. As we said in our earlier review of the Explorer Pro 170, the windshield is not a gimmick. Although it deflects some water spray, it is brilliant at blocking the wind, which means you can beat the chill in cooler conditions. The unique height and tilt-adjustable handlebars make it easy to find a comfortable riding position, sitting or standing. The rail on the bow provides more options for dock tie points and is handy to grab onto when manoeuvring the ski on the trailer or by the water's edge. The detachable accessory platform means you can carry more cargo and more fuel to travel further. The sound system is awesome and is way better than the audio system offered by Yamaha Wave Runner and Kawasaki Jet Ski. The easy access front storage area is a triumph of industrial design, and that alone is a reason to buy for many customers. And the extra power from the supercharged engine delivers extra performance without completely blowing your fuel budget. Downsides? There aren't many. It's disappointing that Sea-Doo has deleted the Garmin touchscreen navigation unit and made it an option for 2026. We wish the bow didn't bounce around as much in rough water, although rivers and lakes are fine. On balance though, we love this ski and would add it to our list of favourites in the Sea-Doo lineup. The Sea-Doo Explorer Pro 230 comes loaded with features, is practical and comfortable, and the supercharged engine delivers enough of a power boost to keep performance enthusiasts happy while not being too much of a handful for novice riders. If you are looking for a jet ski with the works that's ready for adventure, the Explorer Pro is worth a closer look in supercharged or non-supercharged form. Choosing between the 170 and 230 models really is a decision between fuel economy and long-distance riding range. The 170 is no slouch and will extend your fuel range by about 20%. However, if you want to get to your destination quicker and with a more responsive engine, the Explorer Pro 230 is also a great choice. Watercraft Zone would like to thank Sea-Doo Australia who loaned us this ski over 2 days in late 2025. As with all the coverage on this channel, this video is not sponsored content, and that means we can be honest in our review. As always, please hit like if you've enjoyed this video and subscribe to this channel so we can grow our jet ski community and so you don't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching.